Okay, so when we last left off, it was after the group had separated to investigate separate leads in the city. After the aftermath of the arrival of dragons, you had been approached by various groups, and with your own vaults having been robbed by the greatest heist in history, you had a lot of ground to cover. So you split up. The orphans and Frederick going to investigate a lead from the Arcanum, meeting Headmaster Zazdesh and fighting against these strange alien bugs, and seeing what seemed to be the last remnants of a cult of Orcus that had been the target of these creatures, before eliminating them, causing a lot of public damage, and investigating the first of the crime scenes of this great heist. You discovered a lot of information concerning the methods of which this heist had happened. An item known as the Cube of All had been stolen from the Arcanum and very likely was used to steal all of the other items at the same time. Not just here and now and across all of these places, but perhaps even throughout time. With this origin point known and the tool now determined, the group had new information and returned back to Rosemary's, where they met the other half of the party. Hanu and Nina, Leaf, Grayson, and others having gone to seek out the lead that there was a scapegoat from the Order of Asmodeus, a thief that they were claiming was the Black Lily, that they were planning on arresting in, oddly enough, the Imperial Graveyard. When Cack, Leaf, Hanu, and Grayson first arrived, they realized that the Order of Asmodeus was being led by a fiend, an Arinye, a fallen angel of some sort, that seemed strangely melancholic. And once their plans were slowed down in even the slightest measure by your arrival, chose to take that thief and drop them from a great height before making their escape. You managed to save the thief from this fall, and in the process, gained a new ally. But with several of you poisoned, you swapped out, had Nina come in, and were immediately fired upon by what seemed to be a oddly coincidental arrival of a random criminal element in the city. These criminals rode motorcycles and they guarded a very high-tech Strauss-mobile that had magical capabilities that allowed it to avoid damage, reflect spells, and speed up faster than any vehicle you've seen before, eventually leaving most of you in the dust, except for Nina, who had leaped onto its roof, smashed through its windshield, and revealed that the driver and perhaps inventor of this strange machine was none other than the engineer, a person who had recently become of interest to your group after they had recently uh, seemed to unleash a monster beneath one of your Maelstrom stadiums, perhaps to test either you or it. It seems unknown. But first being met when they had some hand in the construction of the bomb that blew up Griffin's Perch. They managed to escape with their vehicle, Nina returning back to shore with a couple of captives, and you handed those people off to the authorities before you all reconvened back at Rosemary's, sharing your stories. You began to settle in for the night before being visited by a few arrivals the next morning. You met a new ally, a elf of some sort, a healer they seem to be, but an employee or asset of Bankhouse Krova sent here to make sure that your investigation into the Black Lily continues unabated. As they settled in for the night and had an interesting introduction to your other new addition, the rest of you talked to a couple of your allies, including Gwen, and eventually you finished up wrapping up conversations with Gwen about her desire to save the dragons rather than hunt them. And that's where we left off. We have roughly half of your companions left still to go through. If anybody would still like to go over conversation points you felt like you missed with the ones that were already talked to, feel free to. Otherwise, we'll be starting with Kelly. We won't jump right in. We'll say that you guys are still gathered in the early morning, the day after the events of investigating the two leads and then coming back. You've woken up the next day. You've had a couple of conversations, but you're mostly now gathering around the breakfast material that Zarman has prepared. A few people have already speeded in and out and eaten, and you've managed to talk to a couple of others, but those that are early risers have mostly been talked to and moved out, and the rest of you are all stirring awake to the smell of food coming from Rosemary's kitchen and the sounds of conversation down below. Talk amongst each other for a moment, and then we will pick up with whichever ones would like to talk to Kelly. Unless, of course, you guys discuss wanting to talk to someone else.
I think the Tanu probably woke up early for her training, so as she's sitting down, she's just rubbing some good old bruises Maya gave her from their renewed training schedule. So, eagerly eats food that Zarman's cooking.
Something tells me she's getting some sort of enjoyment from this, isn't she? Pointing to one of the bruises that's handing her a plate.
Yeah, Fee does her whole morning routine of watering all of the inside plants. For most of the things in the garden, you guys have been helping Rosemary with, because that's Rosemary tends the garden. You guys have been helping Rosemary with the garden, but Fee walks around watering all of the house plants, talking to them, talking to you guys, listening in and stuff, making, like curious expressions at the wild stuff that you guys are constantly saying, but also trying to make sure she gets all of her chores done. It's a pretty big house, so she stays busy in the morning.
Well, I guess I'll figure out how to get this money sorted for the donation Zilla and I are planning to do. I think Ruth already caught wind, so she might also make her portion of her money, take a portion of her money to help out too.
I mean, if you do need some help, I don't want to put too much pressure and responsibility on Tarana, but she kind of is familiar with property damage that the Stars and Seas was a part of in the past, so she might have a maybe easy method to go over it.
That, and I was planning on talking to her, asking about how the family is doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's good to.
I think Hack might be down any minute by now. Unless Zarber just turns around and sees him in the pot.
I was gonna say, he's probably already down there eating.
Oh, okay. I think I was gonna take Win at some point, and we could probably look around to see if we can get some good equipment set up for in terms of steel equipment. Anyway, seems to be what everybody around here is good at.
I think she'd more or less be probably stating what's wrong with it, because she was very adamant in finding a decent blacksmith, but if anything, she will know quality. So, yeah. Slim for the picking, but she at least, I'm guessing, knows sometimes you can't be too choosy. When you get all your life savings. Still, actually, no, that wasn't my life savings. But, I mean, when you get, black lilied, I guess is the term.
Yeah, the world's pretty crazy right now. More so than usual, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like that was like the most Australian thing I ever said. And I just imagine like a noble, my life savings. Okay.
Black lilied.
That scoundrel! Wow. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess. I mean, remember to take a break every so often.
Yeah, we should be organizing, see how long all these things should take. Though I have a feeling the type of armor I would like would be quite a while.
Mm, mm.
I think we could all use a minute more to relax.
Yeah, I got some things I need to handle first before we go off on the road. I most likely might do things that I don't want any eyes peering in on me, and Frederick has already offered a safe area to. Yes. She's just sighs and leans back into her chair and being like, I need my scrying orb, but I can't, so I must scry by myself, kind of groan.
Well, do you have any plans for what we're going to be doing, Sal? Or what you're going to be doing?
Um, to be honest, I was gonna check and see if I can get more spells in my spell book. I mean, have some money left over after the orders are made. So, I'm gonna see if I can get more spells I can put in my book.
Sorry, speak up there, city boy. You got really, really quiet.
Sorry, I'm moving my mic away.
There you go. Project that voice.
I'm going to get more spells from my spell book. So, plan to go into. Probably best to go to the Arcanium, honestly. I have some stuff I need to ask them for. Well, clothes. And while I'm there, check what spells.
So you're
What do they have
returning to
left?
the scene of the crime, something the Black Lily would do. I'm on to you, Zale.
He kind of shrugs a little bit and's like, hey, might be a future version of myself. Who knows?
Gives you like the Hawkeye motion between the both of you.
He kind of chuckles at that a little bit. Well then, that's kind of my plan. Are you going somewhere, Simon?
Oh, I mentioned that Hanu. I might be trying to see if I can get some new equipment organized.
You're probably heading towards the weapon, right? Weaponsmiths and everything like that.
Yeah, I think I'll be around the Commerce District for a while.
He gives you a note and gives you the money basically for what he was gonna make. So, yeah, just give this. These are the items I was thinking of having for myself.
Yeah, Simon will just read over it and then fold the paper over. Put it in whatever pocket he currently has. If he has any. Okay.
And we'll meet up. I don't know, whenever your pieces, I'll just call you when I'm probably done.
Yeah, these things are interesting. So I'm pointing to the badge, which I think we do need to give the newcomers theirs. I think I can give Naima hers at some point. Would one of you guys mind giving Siri hers?
I'd like to Hanu. Probably be best if you came from you than me, to be fair.
You, having woken up early and previously spoken with Arthur and fished with him, before leaving, he would have mentioned that he caught your halfling pickpocket having snuck away in the middle in the early hours of the morning before anybody else woke up.
Mhm.
And then left you with that knowledge. So
Okay. I have I have a feeling she might already have come across something, But I mean, I do want to check up on her. I don't know if you want to come along, Leaf, but
But speaking of, how have you been, Leaf? Things have been chaotic.
Oh, well, being poisoned sucks a little bit, but I'm happy to be back, and I'd be happy to tag along. I don't know what else to do with myself.
mm,
Except harass this vampire lady. I really want to know what she's about, but anyway.
honestly, I feel like Siri would enjoy hearing that you harassed this vampire lady first. But
Where is she at?
oh yeah, actually I have no idea.
in the attic, um, you've got a bunch of bunk beds and stuff moved into the attic. When you go up there, the take a spiral staircase from the main floor, and the attic is technically like a tower that's attached to the side of the house. So when you take the spiral staircase and enter up into it, it's not multiple floors, it's just one big, tall inner tower. And it has these glass windows across the whole side of it that goes all the way up to the top, about 80 feet high. And those windows have curtains and stuff that, are drawn or opened whenever you guys want to. This room is just full of furniture. It has just been piled stacks that look like they could fall over at any moment, but the group took a lot of time in organizing a sort of safe space in here, right? Which translates to looking almost like aisles in a really dusty library instead of bookshelves. These rows, it's in teetering stacks of furniture and wardrobes and little knickknacks, right? A really strange curiosity shop, but lots of old memories, things tucked away. In the little corners of a lot of these places, where the bins and the furniture move people out of sight. Their companions have been making little spaces for themselves that lend them a sense of privacy, even in this communal shared area. So, you guys as well, walking intermittently between there and the rooms you have at your guild hall and so.
Hmm.
Okay, so she's up there though in the attic. Like, what's she doing? I mean, we all just woke up, so is she? Do vampires sleep? Leaf has no idea. She's probably gonna just go up there and be
When
like,
you
"Hold on."
when you first woke up, because of the fact that there's so many little corners and nooks and crannies in this room, without knowing that someone had come in when you weren't there, then you were recovering and still sleeping off all of the wounds. You would have been in your bunk and awoken this next morning to go downstairs to breakfast and wouldn't even know necessarily that there is a new newcomer until the group is mentioning it now. And yet, because they would have been in a little corner, you would have missed them entirely on your way down.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Sorry, I thought that I thought she knew. So then can I assume you guys have told me there's a vampire?
Yeah, we probably would have mentioned something of, oh, yeah, sorry, you heard the ruckus before. That was just Siri fighting. I mean, the Black Ducks. I don't think we, out of character, I don't think we know her name.
You let
You
her.
got the name as soon as you guys made it there.
Okay, yeah, Siri was just fighting with a newcomer, some, like, vampire lady, apparently. And that's how we would have introduced the, Miss Vierkrova.
Gotcha. Leaf would have been like, vampire?
Yo,
Vampire?
I know.
A real one?
Yeah, wild, right?
Like a real vampire, like sucks your blood, Dracula growl.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll probably get more details in a minute.
Mm.
Whenever I go to give her that.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many questions.
You know, you guys would make a great welcoming party. You got the energy, and then you got the direct to the point, but also make you comfortable with some snacks. Energy.
Well, I mean,
wait,
the last time I tried to give her a snack, she said she didn't eat, so.
yeah, like what kind of snacks? We should. Oh, that's
You
a lot to unpack.
you need to take into account her comfort level, even though she has a very specific diet or whatever it may be.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna ask about that.
All right. Yeah. Can't wait.
Leaf just looks really excited now. Like she's so like in her head.
Jumping up and down on her seat, like, yeah.
What plans did you have for today, Kak?
What was that?
No, I was saying, what plans did you have for today, Kak?
Kak is busy being concerned and eating.
You're doing
I just like
quite
the
a
idea
sight.
upon hearing all the details of the vampire, you're just like on the spoon and then you turn around, very concerned with the spoon in your mouth. Oh,
Yeah. For starters, who doesn't eat? That's nonsense. This food's delicious.
Mm-hmm. It is. Actually, what kind of spices did you use this time? Okay, so anyways, what are you doing today, Kat?
I have things to take care of in the workshop. I'll probably go see Kelly later and see what she's up to.
Yeah. I want to tag along too. I got these motorcycles. I think Cal called them. I want to see what she can do with them. Starts
Yes.
energetically wagging a tail, just whole body wag that dogs do sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, sounds like we all have places we can end up going.
All
As
right.
usual, come back before this certain time, if you can.
With full bellies and goals in mind, we can make our way down the list of NPCs. We're doing it alphabetically, but it's not necessarily chronologically. We'll kind of figure out how it all ties together once we've done them all. All right, we'll be a little loose with that.
Yeah.
But first up on the list for this is Kelly. Which, if Cap would be going to the workshop, then Kelly is already there. She's always at the workshop. And if Hanu, you said you were going to go with as well?
Yeah. Hanu's just
bringing your grocery delivery.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
okay.
I'll checking on the bikes.
Yep. Anybody else gonna have some convo with Kelly? Keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to be having it at the same time that they're having it. We are going to be here for the next 6 weeks, all right? So this is any time in the next 6 weeks you could be having this conversation. If you want to tie it in with the things other people are going to sort of segue in and stuff, or if you want to just be like, at some undisclosed period over the next 6 weeks, everybody's day-to-days are going to, you're going to have, over 6 weeks, you'll figure out what your daily ritual is kind of like, or lack thereof, all right? And
She probably would have asked Kak to help her drag some of the bicycles in there, and then if Kak like branches off to do this whole thing, they can have a conversation in private later. But she's just like, I gotta go show some like dog just bringing back a stick to the owner. Just guys, look what I find, Cully. Kind of energy.
I mean, you'd probably know Kag well enough that once he's down there and has his talk anyway and goes to do his work on his side of the workshop, you can talk. He's not going to hear a thing.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of clinking.
Pretty much.
Alright. But yeah, she'll just tag along with you.
When you enter the workshop this morning, it sounds like you're inside of a jet turbine. The second you walk through the doors, this overwhelming, just sound, metallic whirlwind is just filling the air, vibrating you to your bones. It's so loud. You can't hear your own voice over anything. Even standing next to each other and shouting, you can't hear anything over this. I need you guys to make a Constitution saving throw.
Woo! Fuck yeah.
I'm not right. Like this is where Kelly is.
Yeah.
This is where Callie is.
If
This
you
is
didn't say Leaf went that way, you went back your butt.
This is just those going to seek the workshop and talk to Kelly. Hanu and Hanu, you're fine. You still can't hear anybody around you. But Kak, you are deafened.
One second.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I can add my sporadic genius to my saving throw, ability check or saving throw, so that's +5.
Okay, then yeah, that's a success. As you walk in and you can tell the vibrations are going through there, you whip up something on the fly that ends up muffling the sounds over your ears and protecting you from being deafened by this. You look around all concerned about what's happening, and as you enter further into the workshop, you can see that Kelly is currently standing on top of one of the motorcycles, which is on a hoisted platform about 10 feet off the ground. She's standing on top of it, hitting it with her oversized wrench several times. As you come in, she starts pantomiming, right? Go ahead and give me an insight check. She doesn't know sign language. So. Yep, insight check to try to figure out what the hell it is she's trying to.
You got a guidance stat. Be like, what's going on? Oh.
And so you figure out that she something broke, needs Kat's help.
Oh, yeah, something broke. She's just yelling this really loudly. Something broke. She needs her help.
Standing right next to each other and yelling,
looking
you're able
at
to
you.
hear because you're not deafened. So
Yeah.
you can make it out, but only because she's standing right next to you and using like a full action to yell into your ears with her hands cupped over.
Yeah, she doesn't know if you understand sign language, so she's like, okay, I must yell.
Does not. Yeah, Kak will wander over, slightly confused and lost.
She's just gonna put on some earplugs.
Go ahead and make me an engineering check.
I'll give you guidance.
Sure.
Yeah.
Does this involve anything
It
to do with architecture, gadgetry, or siegecraft?
gadgetry.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright.
You could tell that she was modifying this with something, and it seems to have gone wrong.
It screams.
This is another day in the workshop, though. This is like you're This is just what it looks like every time you come in here.
Oh, hang on. You said guidance.
Yep.
Got
So it would be a D8,
Right,
not
oh,
a
it's
D6.
better be a D8. Yeah. Oh, all right. Hang on. There we go. And yeah, fuck it. Sporadic genius again, just because. 27.
Aha!
Okay, yeah, that'll do it. You reach in and you pull out the inverse flux capacitor and or some nonsense, and you watch as suddenly the whirring inside of it goes down, and you can suddenly hear all around you, and she's like yelling as she's going into it, and then she suddenly hears her own voice and stops and nearly falls off of the side of it. As she's slipping and about to hit the ground, there's an opportunity to catch her or use magic to keep her from falling 15 feet. But,
Okay. What do you want me to roll for that then?
for that, it would be, I guess, just straight strength probably on this.
Straight strength. Oh god. All right.
Strength or dexterity, I guess, depending on which is higher. It wouldn't be con, because that's not really a applicable one here.
Can he just throw out a levitate?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, if you've got magic that can do something,
Yeah, just-
for it.
Ah!
And right, you watch it. She's just about to hit it, and then suddenly starts floating up towards the sky. As she reaches forward towards the top of it, she starts laughing. She's like, "Oh, y'all just came in the nick of time, didn't y'all? I'm going up higher now. How do you stop this thing?" Yeah.
Having almost forgotten for a moment, he'll. Oh, yes, sorry. He'll just gently lower her down.
She lands on the ground, looks around. She goes, see, I was thinking to myself, what with dragons and everything, we probably ought to get a little bit more aerial maneuverability. Wouldn't it be great if these motorcycles could have gone above those rooftops? It wouldn't have been a problem at all now, would it? Unfortunately, applying that to vehicles this small seems to be a little too much power.
What if we, like, brought you more motorcycles so then you could have, like, one big motorcycle?
Like a flotilla of motorcycles?
Maybe. Because we got some. We got one.
Anu, you might be a genius.
Sure, some people say that about me, I guess. You being the first. Wow, I feel so special. Also, I'm gonna make you some coffee. Just wait a second. And she goes doing her morning routine with Kelly, which is making her some Krung Saga coffee, aka Thai coffee.
How many of those motorcycles did you recover again?
I think she pulled up 3 from the
Okay.
thing.
One of which was destroyed, and then Black Dog brought back a good one.
Yeah, so I guess that would have been 3.5.
There you go.
Yeah, she would say that she scrapped the half one for spare parts in case one of them breaks. But she's saying she wants to be able to do upgrades, but she needs 2 of them in order to be able to have like any headway with trying to make these things fly someday. That leaves 1 of them for you guys to have for free use, and then all of the spare parts stuff from the other one to be able to repair it.
Okay, yeah. Hanu's down with it.
So, what's on the agenda? Are we going to be in town here anytime soon, or are we heading out back on the road?
I think we're planning on staying here for A little bit, most likely some armor commission because some people, it's, yeah, I mean, you know what happened to us. Black Lily did there. Actually, I have no idea, who they are. They're little shenanigans, so a lot of our stuff got stolen, and some people need some armor commission, and that might take some time, so.
Well, I'll have to say that I'm gonna miss this place once we do eventually leave. It doesn't have everything, and it's not quite as fancy as the Orvalian Alchemist is set up, but even though we've only been here a short while, it's starting to feel a little bit like home.
Yeah.
Still, it'll be nice to be able to use all those fancy setups she's got, and that way, anytime, anywhere you need me and all my inventions can be right there and lickety-split.
Oh, wait a second, now that you mentioned her, guess what Keck and I saw? Like a whole city just starts like making motions of what the kaleidoscope city was doing. I have no idea what happened, but I think Keck knows. You can probably pick his brain later because oh shit, Keck, where you go?
Now, Cal was over here earlier and he wouldn't stop talking about it.
No.
He keeps me busy these days. You know, he keeps coming to me with all of these strange requests. Very particular inventions. I don't know what he's using them for, or if he's just trying to have some new toys to play with. I don't really understand that kid too much. Is he really the same person as Arthur? I can't see it.
Oh, no, they have that same, like, furrow in the eyebrow, and then that kind of, like, Cal hasn't, like, fully developed it yet, but that grunt, I'm pretty sure they're the same.
Mm-hmm. I think so. It's very confusing sometimes, but it seems accurate enough and logical enough given the circumstances. Why does he keep coming down for gadgets and stuff? What? Can't he see?
I don't know.
See?
He asked me for something like make him a grappling hook. That was the first request, and that seemed easy enough. I was like, sure. You're fast and you can teleport, but everybody could use a little extra maneuverability.
Mm-hmm.
But he started asking for some other things as well. Listening devices, all kinds of them. Had me make a whole set of them, about 20. Took me an entire week to make all those.
So I'm gonna stare at it for a minute. Like, what? How big are those little listening devices?
Oh, so small you never be able to find them, even if you spent all day. I was trying to make sure that not even Eliza could find them. I'm quite proud of it.
Well, that's not gonna do well for my paranoia. Okay, well, anyways.
Could be problematic. I'll have to make you something to,
Detect them?
Why, do you think he's up to something suspicious?
Oh, no, not that. I'm now afraid that other people probably are going to, like, if they ever come across it, they'll reverse engineer, and then they're going to be everywhere, like bugs or something. Anyways, yeah, whatever. I mean, he's from the future, so he's probably wants things that are, like, of comfort, because one time he mentioned something called a remote control. I don't know what that is, but that sounds very fancy.
That's strange. That's exactly the name I came up with for this device. She pulls out this little, like, joystick controller that she's got, and you watch as, like, one of her little, like, her, you see, her vehicle, just kind of, like, float up, and that technology that had been making the whirring engine on the other one, you can see two of them placed on this, but it's, despite there being two, it's half the amount of sound coming off of it. And it just floats up next to her, and she's like, see what I was saying about maneuverability in the air? Those dragons won't know what hit them.
Holy shit, she's just like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I support you, kind of excitement, like, yeah!
It looks like this, like, floating octagon. It's very thick and heavy, made out of full metal. It's kind of like an oversized version of that thing the Green Goblin from the Spider-Man movies would fly around on, but octagon shaped, right? And it's just It's pretty loud. It still sounds about as loud as a motorcycle normally would, but it's obviously not jet inside the jet turbine loud anymore.
Yeah. That just reminded me of that one contraption where it casted like everything was silent in like a large area. We never figured that out. Maybe that can make it like a stealth, whatever this is. Well, I mean, I'm not smart, but yeah, okay.
I keep trying to be able to expand its capabilities, but it seems to have some sort of issue with the power. Anytime I add too many features on it, it becomes so unstable, things like that start happening. She points back at the motorcycle you just helped her fix.
I mean,
Fix in quotation marks.
Usually when that happens, it's because, at least with the human body, it's like a joint is unstable or a muscle is unstable, so it causes everything to like go out of whack. So just like have it do mechanical push-ups or something, strengthen it up.
That's not quite how this works.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Anu, you're right.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I was like, hydraulic press? Hydraulic push-ups? Well, anyways, I'm gonna go make this coffee, but I need... What did you guys do for the New Year's? Because it was fucking wild. And it was actually really boring at the, It was really, really boring at the ball.
Oh, it was so dauntingly boring.
I just, like, saw one fight, and that was it.
It wasn't even a real fight, was it?
Yeah, it was just like somebody slapping the other person and then like, some kind of wine being thrown. I mean, it lasted really fast.
Shakes her head, puts her hand on her hips, and just says, well, I guess that's the Stars and Sea Society for you. One people's world-shattering apocalyptic event is just there. What was it? Tuesday?
I guess she'll state the date that the party was.
It was a Tuesday.
Quite know exactly what you're trying to say there.
All I'm saying is that Dragon's coming back is a big deal, isn't it? And I know that, well, with you-know-who traveling with us,
Oh, yeah.
that this has to have something to do with us, right? I don't really pay too much attention to all the specifics of the who's and the what's and the where's of what you guys are going on. But I've put a couple of things together. I know it's got something to do with time travel, and I know it's got something to do with the gods and you-know-who. So I'm fully behind you. I believe you guys are doing something really important here, and me and Maya, we're with you 100%. Maya, who was up on the platform, but had just kind of been like laying in it, like when it had been floating by, like suddenly like sits up from it and goes, as long as we renegotiate my contract, I'm sure you understand that 50 gold for a head is not the same for a dragon.
Oh, yeah, now that I think about it. Oh, yeah, I can bring that up to Zarman, and we can have a draft be brought up, and then you can glance it over, see if the terms are up to standard. I mean, we're kind of trudging into new territory, so just, like, bear with us, but, I mean, things can be adjusted. But, yeah, in terms of, like, dragons and stuff, something in the prophecy, yada, yada, yada. I will probably experience some weird, like, visions sooner or later. But until then, I mean, I've seen enough weird shit over the years that I just take it in stride. And then freak out about it, like, probably a month after you, witnessed it. But anyways, well, I hope you guys had, like, a better New Year's than, more interesting New Year's before, of course, the obvious event, but yeah.
We went sailing.
Wait, where?
She calls it sailing. But that's not exactly what it was. We were taking a test flight of my invention here. We just took it over the water for a little bit, caught the fireworks. It was very pretty, but it wasn't a sailing trip. It was a test flight. Like, shrugs her shoulders, like the difference doesn't really matter. Drops off of the platform and lands like very softly on the ground next to you guys, and she crosses her shoulders, or crosses her arms. um, she shoots you with this scrutinizing look, like, "I'm being honest here. I've overlooked the weirdness of this group, but when I say that we must renegotiate my contract, I would prefer that we make this clear now.
Mm-hmm.
My first point did not know that any of this is what we are facing. So, these are my new terms. Price per head remains the same. 50 gold. For dragons, 100. Fiends. I have seen devils. I have seen demons. For fiends, I will kill them for free." You see as Kelly shoots her this really concerned look, and she walks away. Maya walks away. Terms non-negotiable, and finds her little lounge spot around the circular couches near the waterfall that parts off the entrance, and makes herself comfortable. Pouring her a glass of wine and enjoying her vacation, since you guys made it clear you will be here for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, she's just gonna watch her leave, just concerned for a bit, and then blink, and then look back to Kelly, then immediately energetic. Okay, yep, well, there's a lot that I need to go bring to the table, but is anything else you also want to have renegotiated?
Now, don't be silly. I've gotten everything I already want out of you. So many things to work with, new workshops. Heck, you guys keep funding my inventions, I'll make sure you guys have all the toys you need. You can go ahead and tell Cal that, too.
Okay, will do. Yeah. And then she'll just serve Kelly some good old Krungsagen coffee.
Yeah, she drinks it black.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a few things I need to handle a little bit today. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Just finger guns to Kelly and just skedaddles.
Kelly would immediately turn to Cac and probably the next hour until he extricates to work on his own inventions, try to get him to help her figure out how to get the motorcycles working. The check that you did earlier applies for insight into this whole thing, and it tallies as one of the successes towards making a modified motorcycle. We'll get back to that ongoing event in the future.
He will help with that, and he will just. You haven't seen the little lizard man, have you?
No, I think he's avoiding me. I was trying to get him to help too, but he was much more curious on some other project. What are you two working on these days, anyways?
Well, I'm still trying to get Abe functioning properly, and I understand that he's trying to get his, I think he called them armored suits or powered suits or some such nonsense going, and I know that he's likes to keep to himself for the most part, but I haven't seen him for a few days, and just thought I'd better check to see if you'd seen him.
He might be around here somewhere. Honestly, I've been so caught up in my own work, I might not even have noticed. And
Yes.
you see Maya give like a thumbs up, like that is. Yes, I agree. She doesn't notice if you come or go.
Yes, well, he is small, and he does like to keep out of everyone's way, so that doesn't surprise me.
I never
Anyway.
even got his name yet, though. You mind telling me so that I don't have to just say hey next time I see him?
It's, Mikru, I think.
Cool. Alright. You know, I always heard that they know the most about gunpowder. My family is sort of an outlier. One of the only people other than the kobolds who even work with gunpowder without the risk of it blowing them up. So, if there's any insight I could get from him, I'd love to pick his brain. I mean that figuratively, of course. I don't want to scare the little fella.
Well, I'll have a look for him a little later, and I'll see if I can convince him to give you a hand.
He gives a big beaming smile, and then pops out another theory about her whole thing, and tries banter.
Yes, let's figure this out, shall we? And he'll just go about giving her a hand whenever she needs it with whatever.
Lots of conversations about maybe if we reroute it using this sort of thing, we might be able to throttle the so-and-so out of the etc.
Maybe, but if you do that, then the outside bit right there, what do you even call that? That'll probably blow up. You can't do that.
I haven't come up with a name for it yet. I've just been calling it the doo-waddle.
Ah, yes. Similar to the doohickey just over there. I understand now.
Nice.
I love their brand of inventing where they just like, I know how it works and I don't need names are for poets. Bards come up with that stuff. Right? I just need to know how it works.
So different than like fucking Zell.
Yeah.
Super different. I need names. I literally need incantations to know how to do high magic.
I don't need a vague concept. I need outlines. I need graphs.
Okay. Yeah, like going into like a Cat Kelly workshop always involves walking in with like big explosions, con or deck saving throws, and nonsense like that every time. I mean, like remember Kelly?
Like the idea that Consumer's the only one who noticed that there's like PPE outside.
But then on the opposite end of this, you've got like the wizardly find when you get like Zale's kind of workshop of stuff. It's like one of those little like circuit labs where they make like nano circuits that have to be in controlled environments, and their hands are like in those gloves in a sealed container.
Zale has a waiting area probably in his lab.
Oh yeah, 100%. He has bookshelves of books of different kind of like theory crafties and everything like that. And his stuff is his super organized. Like you go in there, it looks like a doctor's office. With that one like gloves to stick in for like the nanomachines. Be like, don't break the glass, the nanomachines will kill you and eat you. Just don't break it. I'll be back. But yeah, no. I guess I love the contract. Artificers wizards.
Alright.
Mick like that word. You. He's a wizard. He's in the artificers.
I didn't talk to the artificers. I didn't talk to that at all.
That brings us with Kelly and Maya. Yes, we cut back to Leaf and Armin, right? You were two were wanting to go talk to Nema? Okay. Right.
Well, she does have something she wants to mention specifically to Maya, but that can be a lot later, because it's a side conversation.
Okay.
And Fee's the only one, right, guys? Do I have that, or did Fee? Sorry, when
First time we went through, we didn't. Nobody really had anything for Fee.
And if anybody that got missed, the people who decide they want to talk to, we can wrap up after on the end.
Exactly, yeah. So I'll do mine at the end.
So, okay. As you guys head up to talk to her, so you ascend the stairs, you can don't hear it as much as feel it. Kind of quiet serenity happens when you walk inside a vaulted church or a temple. Sort of sense that you're walking into a large open space that choir music sings through usually, even though it's not playing now. The energy of that music, it's almost in the air. You don't know why, but as you're getting higher and higher up the steps, it's like this sense of quiet sereneness is washing over you. Almost sends like a goosebumps up your skin. By the time you've stepped into that space, you can see light parting in through the curtains, standing in the middle of it. Standing, moving, fluid. The dance is this stranger. Light, pale, slight, almost like purplish skin, beaded, naked. Nothing but long, flowing silver hair that spins and wraps around her as she dances there. And even though you've walked in on what should have been an intimate or perhaps even embarrassing moment, goosebumps that had already washed over your skin is there. You can't help but watch this ritual, this ceremony, get out before your eyes.
Thought we would just have one brow raised.
See this, I'm going to ask that, meanwhile, somewhere else, a bit of a daydream, perhaps staring off into the sky, called by a sound unseen. Sapphire, if you could join me in whispers for a moment.
Oh shit!
We just walked in here naked dancing in the middle of the fucking bedroom. What the fuck?
Leaf is so.
And
And we are back.
sup, sluts? What's going on?
It only lasts about a minute, despite the time that that vision went on the other side. And as it ends, she's comes to a stop in the middle, and the sense of silent serenity kind of ends from the room. You can once more hear the outside. The absence of it kind of startled you because you hadn't even noticed it had disappeared until it comes back in. Vehicles and the ambience of the city once more. And she tilts her head towards your direction and says, "Good morning."
Yeah, before we continue, is Sarah back?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Just quiet.
Just making sure.
I'm here.
Was that particular display? Or what was that particular display about? So I'm just fucking curious now.
She turns away, and you see as she walks over to one of the gowns nearby, like a silken robe, pulls it on back towards you, and says, I am a priestess of the dancing lady, or the dark maiden as some refer to her. As a result, dancing is a very spiritual experience.
It was very beautiful. I'm sorry if we interrupted.
Not at all. Art and beauty is meant to be shared.
Oh, well, thank you. I really, really enjoyed watching you. I thought it was great. And so if you have a free moment then, would you like to hang out and talk?
Of course, I'm not planning on going anywhere until nightfall. She looks stern, and then she smiles coyly, and you see her vampiric teeth, and she goes, I am jesting, of course. Sunlight does not bother me.
See, okay, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about because I'm so curious. Like, you're a vampire, right? That's what they told me.
Yes, of course. I'm certain you have all the questions. Go ahead. I am all ears.
Okay, well, I figured you would have probably been annoyed by this, so I'm sorry. But, so, like, the biggest question, are you going to drink my blood?
Why are you offering? He smiles. He goes, don't worry. I don't actually need blood. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy a taste every once in a while. Freely given, of course. I've taken vows never to harm or to do unjust cruelty to a creature.
Ah, I love that. That's so awesome. Oh my god. I've heard all these stories about vampires and, like, how old are you?
I stopped counting about 600 years ago.
Oh, that's so cool. She's like looking at Zarman with her hands on her head, like, oh my god. um, man. Okay. Well, wow. What do you remember? That's a lot of life to have. I want to know everything. When were you?
Just pause you. I know I hate to do this in just this moment, but I gotta step away for just a second, and then I will be right back. I know. Throw the questions, and then we will jump right back in on this.
Listen, you never ask vampire her age, okay? You pursue that question. Oh my god. No, don't ask when I was born. Oh my god.
Literally. She has no idea. She is just baffled. There's a vampire. I'm like, I feel bad because this is probably not flat development, but I'm excited.
No worries. I'm talking shit to explain why, like, Naima just fucking bolted from the conversation, basically. Nope. Also, hey,
and I saw Rachel slip in too.
Yeah, look at that little sneak.
Yeah, I had to go on hold with like the most useless DoorDash support person. So now I'm gonna be a little later than I thought, but everyone else is gone, so I get to listen to D&D now.
Yo.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
Also, because I've just been kind of looking at the side comments after we're all talking. I was looking at weapons for swords and stuff like that. But I was like, now my outfits. I was like, oh, this is cool ass outfits.
Oh, look at that girl. There she is, Naima. I have to like repeat that multiple times. Also, those are really nice outfits. Damn.
Naima. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to repeat that name because
So I find it funny that the third one is specifically just so you can show your abs in like partial pecs, like the under pec.
That's like a strange
Other
boob
pic-
window, I have to admit.
Right? Well, I was more thinking like Zell's more like what he's wearing is more like the green one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very much more. Yeah, it's just the colors are swapped. Like the colors are different, but basically like the green one's what I imagine like his final product after all this shopping is done. It's gonna be like except for like the kind of burly stuff, it's kind of more like the red stash. It can be fluffy stash.
I'm like trying to figure out the theming of it. Is it like... Is it, I can't fucking think. Is it like season-based or element-based?
It's season based.
Okay, figured. But so I'm just like, what is... Okay.
I mean, I could also see the element base, like for fire, earth, water, wind.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I thought.
I was looking at the pants though, and they both have the same like scaly like design, so I don't know what would be considered water and air. That's what's like throwing me off.
I think it'd be
water
more
looks like the last one to me.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
basically what the
To
artist
me.
from what the artist
The
wrote.
reason why I thought the air one would be the fourth one is mainly due to the more Arabic pants on that one, and then the more sleek one on the third one would be more aerodynamic. But that's just me.
Mm.
Though all the flaps would be inconvenient in all the outfits, just me.
Yeah, the from what I've been looking at, basically it's based off the Avatar, but basically Avatar but Elven shit.
Yeah.
From what I read the description, so it's Elven
It's-
but also Avatar shit. So, for my guess, it's from what I'm reading, it's from going from left to right: fire, earth, air, water.
Okay.
Air's the third one.
So Ace was right.
Mm. Air has the
Thank
boob
you.
window, water has tits out. Let's go.
Yeah, I found it's a really this guy's just really good freaking art for outfits for like males. Like I found like this one too, like with different like versions. I was like,
Yo,
fuck yeah.
oh fuck, yeah.
No, this
Yeah,
is
that
super
third one.
good.
Nice. Yeah, third one's just all over the place.
I'd say out of my personal favorites of the fourth one, I do like that one.
I like the belt of the first one. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was thinking
I
about.
do like that kind of thing.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. I like these.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I've been searching for like Zell outfits, and I was saying the one above I was saying was the second one that had the green. But then
Yeah,
the
that's
casual
dope.
outfits it's the first one with the belt.
Mhm.
Later on when he gets like a magical belt, that's what he's gonna look like.
Heck yeah.
So been looking for final product outfits to get a good image in my head.
Once you get more money, that you can put that commission in.
Right.
You know, maybe the finest silks.
Yeah, this color would be different.
Okay, Neema. Alright.
Yes, Neema. Neema Virkova.
If Sarah's back too, because I know she's just been muting herself. Just making sure she's there though.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Sounds like she's
Back and ready whenever you are. You were saying?
Oh boy.
No.
I was just harassing a friend.
Easy, darling. One question at a time, darling.
I'm sorry. I'm just really excited. Like, I've heard about vampires my whole life and never met one. And anyway, I don't know.
Oh, trust me, darling. I am not like any vampire you would have ever heard of. I mean, are you like every air genasi I would have ever heard of? Stuck in a temple meditating somewhere about the Enlightenment?
Oh, yeah. My family was really into that stuff, and I was just, I don't know, distracted. A lot of the kids didn't like me because I made a lot of noise and I couldn't sit still. And anyway, you're right, I'm weird. But if you're weird, I want to know everything about it.
Trust me, darling. It's the weird parts of life that make it worth living, especially after the first 100 years.
I wish I could live that long. There's so much to see and do. Well, okay, so do you, like, can you eat garlic bread?
Yes, I can, but to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of eating in general. I don't really need it, you see. I can put on a show, and it does all of the things it's supposed to, but why bother?
Well, I mean, I feel that. Like, food is a lot of time, and I hate when I get hungry. It's so uncomfortable. How do, like, oh my God, can you turn me into a vampire? I don't really know if I want to be a vampire, but I just want to know, like, can you?
Darling, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that they call it a curse for a reason. It's not something you should go looking for.
Well, how did you become a vampire?
Oof. And you haven't even bought me dinner yet, dear.
Do you want dinner? You just said you don't eat dinner. What do I get you?
Oh, sweetie, maybe wine would be better for this sort of conversation, actually, now that I'm thinking of it.
I can do that. I can go get you wine.
We'll shelf that for a later time. How about you? I'm so curious about you lot.
Oh, I was actually coming by to hand you this, and then we'll get one of the little badges that the Alabama Alchemist set up for all of us. So how you set yourself up with this is you say your full name, and then you say the command word, and then Zarman would say whatever command word the Albanian Alchemist would have came up with it. And then you'll be connected to everybody else with one of these as Zarman flex one on his there.
Command word is Stein's Gate.
Okay. God damn it.
You asked me to come up with one.
You're welcome. So yeah, say your full name and say Steins Gate, and then you will be connected to the. I think she called it network between everybody else.
Neama Vir Clover. Stein's Gate. And you see as it glows and sinks, and she puts it on her cloak. She goes, actually quite fashionable.
Krova? I don't know if you would know, but and then Zarman will say the name of that one lady that had the amulet he was wearing. Did her amulet go to the right place?
Yes, I heard about that particular scenario. You are quite the chivalrous knight, aren't you? It seems to be very much in short supply in this century. The ones that go parading these days are worthy of the Queen's criticism, if I'm to be honest. But, yes, it has found its rightful home. And I must mention that I am a Clover by name. My mother married into the family.
Good to know. And for a formal introduction, I think we've had one. My name is Sarman Ziminov. We'll do a light bow.
And what about you, my flighty breath of fresh air?
Well, what about me? Like, I don't know. I just... What?
Your name.
It's your name.
My name? Oh, it's Leaf.
Pleasure to meet you, Leaf. Now, I have heard that Hearthvine has exceptional shopping? Anybody care to come along?
Yeah.
I'm going to explore the city.
Yeah, after giving the donation we need to give to the courthouse from recent events, I was planning on getting more armor commissioned because we were also hit by the Black Lily.
Sounds like a very prudent use of your newly acquired funds. I shall make sure to let Rovar know that you are using it wisely.
Sorry, not bad. Well, it sounds like you have a lot to possibly ask her if you want to come along with. I was planning on bringing Gwen along too. For the forging, going to commission armor anyway.
Yeah, I want to come.
Wonderful. I will be happy to tag along, but I will step away to report to the office around noon.
Understood.
And she hangs out with you guys when you guys go to do your whole shopping thing we'll do on the next session. Okay. Naima. Eventually I will have her accent not go to 3 different places in a conversation, but we'll get there.
I'm trying to think of that
One
one
day.
actress who says darling a lot. Like, shit.
Yeah, darling. Yes. I was like, that's how I can let you know that she's old.
Yeah.
Alright?
I also laugh up there. Yeah, I just laugh up there. You don't even pronounce the R. You go, darling.
Oh, darling.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Darling. Noon. I'll be back at noon, darling.
Love this character for some reason, and Lee's just like I'm in love with her.
With that one, we are gonna take a break. We've knocked out 3 of the NPCs. About halfway through on this. 4 more to go. Grab drinks, restroom breaks. Be right back. I gotta use the restroom myself.
Yep. Take care. Yeah. Very intense fucking dream you guys had, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that out. So.
Yeah, you have all of that.
Yep. I was like, there's gonna have
Why
to be
is
a
this session only like 2 hours? I wonder why.
I'm gonna have to like make a secret or like a private list of just weird
Yeah, I mean, you could also
stuff.
do unlisted as well. So whenever you do want to share it, you could always share it that way.
I mean,
it won't pop up.
Oh no, I'm fine with splicing the stuff out. I'm just like, huh. But yeah, those things will eventually be shared. But I'm like, okay. Damn, that was a lot. Anyways, yeah.
Which 4 are left, by the way?
Oh, what was that?
Which 4 are left?
Oh, Siri, Tirana, my girl Val, and Willem.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I
have love the like vague disdain in the word Willem.
Like, oh yeah, well.
And also, I think it's left over from when she was all like, my girl Val, and then like the real emotion came out when saying Willem.
Yeah.
Not because it's because of Willem.
Nope. Like...
But then again, that's just since it happened to Willem anyway.
No, I'm just like, Valerie, Willem. Sorry, that trained me a lot.
To be honest, Devon still doesn't really, Zell's not really the type to talk to the rest of the 4. That's why he's like, I'm good. Let's go shopping.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to...
the last one I'm gonna talk to is Toronto myself. So...
I have to mention something to Maya afterwards, but I guess she would have approached you about, like, so we need to renegotiate our contract if you have anything spiffy.
I think that conversation already happened. She just did it to you.
No,
so,
no,
yeah,
I mean, she would have
man.
approached you about that to finalize it, you know, get that official,
sure.
Yeah, since you probably have the seal, you know, to officiate documents and stuff, so.
I mean, it would probably end up being, what's her name?
Okay.
Lady we have in,
Roxy? Yeah.
There we go. It'd probably be Roxy who could do that.
The chain of command, she would get you to like approve it and then
just have
Roxy.
me take it to Roxy, you know?
Yeah, and then she'll...
Roxy and Naima are the same as each other, by the way.
God, yeah. This is how we know Roxy is old as fuck, because Naima's like, girl, how have you been? It's been a century.
Holy shit, it's been a century.
I know. Oh, sweet.
Have you caught up on our favorite long... Because here's the thing. My favorite implication of long-lived races is that fictional, like, serials can go on for hundreds of years with the same writer.
Same writer, same actors, too.
Yeah.
So... Like imagine just like having those soaps that Roxy is constantly watching. They've been imagine soap operas. Imagine if Grey's Anatomy had 700 seasons.
Well, it might as well at this point.
I mean, it feels like it does already.
Yeah.
But
I know.
But yeah, at the end of session, she'd like the conversation that she has privately with her will just be like, "Hey, here's your contract. Anyways, insert this topic." But yeah.
Yeah, I think Sapphire want to do a little bit more of mine.
Oh no, that's gonna be after. Once we finish with Willem and all that other stuff to wrap up.
Yeah. That's why I was mentioning we could probably come back around to that.
No, yeah, I'm just mentioning that's the setup that she would have had. Paperwork.
Yeah, finalize the paperwork.
Montage.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. Also, I'm freaking sweating, so I'm gonna mute and go like right next to my fan, so don't mind me.
Yeah, next one up is Siri, so yeah. You know.
Shit, yeah, I have to do that. Okay. I'll be like slightly right next to my fan.
Yeah, and then after that, Piranha, then Valerie, then Willem, because I think you actually want to do like a lot of
this will be really well. The other ones will be really quick, but I'm like, oh shit.
Right,
I do at some point want to have Nina talk to Siri. I'm just driving home right now, so I can't quite yet.
Okay.
Oh look, it's Siri. How you doing, small bean?
I just like the idea that Nina just goes up to Siri. Did he see how I got in that vehicle?
Yes. God, she didn't even touch the topic of that vehicle to Kelly because she's like, no, that's probably very dangerous to tell an Otterfeister about this right now. Anyways. But also,
Joe's gonna glean all of the information from Kat.
Exactly, that's the other thing too. Is like, I'm pretty sure Kat can talk about.
She's gonna like, Kat, tell me everything. You were there on site. Like, what the hell was going on with the car? Do you have theories on how they were making it work? What spells do you think and infusions do you think were being used? And...
She's like, my dude, spill the beans, all of them.
Also, would Kelly want to ask Nina about it? Because that could be funny.
Sure, you know what? You're probably used to like test things out.
So, yeah.
I know, you're just, or whenever she needs to have something crushed up, you just make it into a cube.
Rocket launcher.
I know. Okay. So, how did that make you feel, and what did you do to the card, kid? Alright.
Don't worry, Nina's a stress test.
Yes, exactly, but yeah, you guys can't hear my fan, can you?
No.
Okay, good. So this place where I'm sitting is the place where I'm gonna be.
Right. Nice. Still got a little bit of time. Yeah, it was nice having Leaf there for the first intro on it. That was a good call.
I'm happy to be here.
Because, I mean, honestly, Leaf was the most rational person who could possibly have approached that besides, Nina, but it's hard to say she's ever rational.
You're so pale.
Nina's all like, good time.
Yes.
Bite.
It's honestly funny to me that you describe Leaf as rational because I just like don't see her that way at all.
Well, I mean, the most rational thing there is the question, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah,
she,
right.
she was the one who took the rational act, is the correction.
Well, that's Route 1 with every single thing ever for Leaf is what the fuck?
Considering this game,
Wow.
yes.
Tell me the why. Tell me the what, at least.
Just go through the, like, 5 Ws, you know?
Yep. She is inquisitive.
What would we whales want?
Like, Leaf has her own video blog of her just going around the world like, why is? What is?
Yeah.
How is?
Just the whole blog title, like the username to sign in is question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Exactly.
Leaf is
I? Question mark?
the embodiment of this meme.
I think I know where you're even going with this because I was about to look it up myself. Please let it be the one.
No.
Yeah, that's Leaf.
Yeah.
That's also me, just in general.
This is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that one too. Yep.
Because the question marks.
More accurate. That one makes more sense with the laugh.
God damn it.
The first one is Leaf in the moment. The second one is just how she is afterwards. It's like, huh?
Yes, exactly. That's the process.
Yeah.
Whenever she's asking the vampire questions.
Yeah, look at that.
This is step by step. Like,
Right.
exactly her, yeah.
And rinse and repeat. Fuck yeah.
We have Leaf's process in 3 fucking gifts. It's
Yes.
perfect. This is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
I think you mean a gift.
Yeah, I did mean a gift.
I regret nothing.
No, me neither. I think you mean a gift.
This is her.
Don't worry, that gives me on the inside right now with all these puns.
Illustrators, worshippers, just with like casual nudity, but like we need to always be friendly, spread positivity and happiness is like their like goal. All right, they're so hippie.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
But they're hippies with swords.
Well,
So, like,
as all hippies should be, in my opinion.
yes, I agree.
That is a very Hanu response.
Oh, yep. It's like, respect nature and each other. Slowly pulls out a sword.
else?
No, it's implied. I can follow
you
this.
guys to that song that I made and submitted, but my favorite part is where Hanu's like, man, I'm really gonna step on some toes if I have to.
Yeah, just the slightly aggressive annoyance shit is great on Hanu, honestly. It's all like, I will inconvenience you at every waking moment if you don't let me pet that dog.
Yeah. I will bring it up 10 months from now, and oh boy, you're gonna regret it. Oof.
Zale trying to talk to anybody? Bashad, you've been awfully quiet this session.
I think he mentioned that, but I don't know. Zoe wouldn't really interact with.
He's off being a nerd. But also,
He's like, bitch, I would rather go shopping.
Yeah, I also think Mashad's probably looking through some art and shit, or stepped away.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, he's been doing that the entire time. So.
Mm-hmm.
Even during that talk with Naima, sending me pictures of sword.
Oh man, okay. I guess like before we would have met up with Siri, Tanu like track down Leaf, and she looks a little bit more zoned out than usual, but then she'll like immediately perk up puppy energy. Let's fucking go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, she's like fucking zoned out in her own world. I like over analyzing everything, and then it's just like fun stuff, new stuff.
Let's
yeah.
party. Let's go.
Let's fucking do it, guys.
Yeah, let's do it. Sports. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we would use our little devices to just talk to Siri, saying, "Hey, think about helping you out. Just giving you a heads up so you don't like drop kick us somehow, somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure that would be amazing if you did. But I already got bruised up today. I'm fine."
Oh yeah, Leaf is also like crazy about Siri too. Mm-hmm. She thinks she's the coolest shit. Mm-hmm. After watching her, I don't know, drop the pants of that one guy, she was like, "This is my favorite person now.
This is my girl."
Yeah. We understand each other, even though I don't understand anything, and she probably doesn't care about me.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we give Siri a good heads up that we're heading over there.
Before you would have been able to give her the badge, she would have already been gone.
Yeah, this is the whole scenario where you're giving her the badge.
Okay, she's more like, wait, she didn't steal. Okay, never mind. That's how she will be in the future then with Leaf as we go over to Siri and be like, "Hey, don't drop kick us because there's precedents for that. Bye." All right, yeah, we're just two Genasi's having a good old time, walking through the Hearthvine.
Don't mind us.
Yeah.
Alright. Gonna switch up here for a second. So, you make your way, to the Imperial Graveyard. When you arrive there, you see the statue that has been crying blood is restored. There's no sign of the blood pool anymore that it was underneath its feet that had been getting diluted as it started crying those tears of blood from it. And the fountain that had been boiling and letting off steam has turned back to being clear. As a cleric, you would know that it's back to being holy water, as you might expect from a place like this. Despite the defilement that had been there before, it seems to have been restored. Your understanding of how holy sites and them being defiled works is that, like they don't restore themselves. Somebody would have had to have done this somehow, perhaps a cleric or a priest. You haven't seen anybody that tends this place, It's a huge plot of land. You had to go across this large expanse of driveway through acres and acres of tombstones. But they all lead up to this massive mausoleum that you had seen engagement happening at the front doors of before. They had fled into that place, and when you had finished your rest, they had been gone, and you'd immediately been fired upon and escaped backwards to the city. Turning back to it now, you can see that the doors are partially ajar, and there's a sense of silent serenity through the place. But as soon as you start to approach the front, you can hear there's like a lot of conversation and ambient dialogue, almost like you're approaching the doors of a tavern. No like music or anything, but that kind of low sounds of conversation, multiple huddled conversations coming from.
Okay. Tony's gonna look over to Leaf and look back and be like, do you see any traps nearby? Or should we just, like, barge in? I'm really not used to the customs of, you know...
As you begin talking, you can hear that sound inside. Silence.
Oh, shit. Hey, Stars and Seas here. Sorry for interrupting anything.
Can Leaf look around, though, in this moment? Can she at least look around and see if she's, I don't know, picks up on anything?
Are standing in the same place you had that fight in before, at the top of the stairs in front of those big massive doors. Those doors are now partially open. Everything on the outside looks exactly as it was when you came through before, other than the fact that the statue's no longer crying blood. And the water in the fountain, Hanu recognized as back to being holy water.
Okay.
And as you had approached those open doors, you can't see inside because it's dark on the inside and it's daylight on the outside. All right, but you heard conversation inside, and as soon as you had approached and started talking, the sounds inside all went quiet. That's all you've noticed so far.
Just like shit.
Okay. So, the way that... Are we right in front of the door?
You're right in front of the door.
Okay, so anything in there saw us for sure.
You don't know if they saw you for sure, but they definitely heard you because as soon as you guys started talking, they all got quiet on the inside.
Okay.
You don't know what's on the inside of this. You don't know how far away those voices were. You just know that it sounded like a room of people talking. They all stopped talking once you guys started speaking.
Well, at least I'm actually here to help clean up the mess that happened, but, hey, anybody in there? Just glancing around nervously, like, oh shit, did I actually interrupt some spirits talking? Wow, that's really rude of me, I'm so sorry.
We're here to clean up. Anybody around?
Response?
Out of character, I had to really stop myself from saying, hello, housekeeping! Alright, well...
No, housekeeping!
Okay,
Seems like seems like Rachel's back, and she wants to have Nina in the scene. Just like that.
Yeah. As we all of a sudden just have a big old Goliath just bound up after us.
Yeah,
Oh, hey!
I was gonna say, if there's cleanup happening, may as well have the muscle.
She just like with a mop and a broom and it's like, get out of the way.
Yep. Sorry, I also imagine Nina saying, I am home now, when she arrives to the group every single time. Okay, yeah, we bought Nina along. Okay, I'm going in. Watch my back.
Wait.
Okay, what?
Do the vibes? What are the vibes like? Just the energy. What energy
Can I
are we?
roll for a vibe check?
You guys, vibes are that you walked back to a graveyard you previously fought a demon and a bunch of devil knights at. They're all gone after you watched them flee, but the statue that had been desecrated and the holy water that had been desecrated are no longer desecrated. Somebody made it not desecrated. You approached thinking things were casual at the front doors, overheard conversation, and everything went quiet. Whatever vibes you get out of that depends on you guys. I don't know if you're more afraid of ghosts or more thinking that the Order of Asmodeus might be in there ready with an ambush. I don't know what you're thinking. There's a crack in the door, you can't see beyond it. You know you fought bad guys here, you know that ghosts are a thing. You know this,
Yeah.
I have no idea what your vibes would be off of this, though.
Okay, well, Leaf is like, well, hold on a minute, because if I've learned anything from my studies on social cues, there's people in there and they don't want us to be here because they didn't keep talking, which means they could be in there doing anything. Like, they could be ready to attack. I don't know. I think we should fucking, like, find a light source or something before we just run in.
Oh, I was actually, as she takes the broom from Nina, I was just gonna go clean up. I'm ready to go in, as she's just starting to slowly
Nina just
walk.
starts walking into the building.
Oh no, oh gosh! That total opposite direction as she just does a pivot to turn back around to the doors.
Leaf is calming and she's gonna look around. As they go in, I want to look around outside of the door.
She hasn't stepped in right yet. She was going down
just a second.
She was going down the stairs to go clean up the tombstones and then be like, oh wait! Nina, no!
Is that the new illiterate catchphrase? Nina, no.
And she just like drops her broom that she took from Nina and she's like, no! Hand dramatically stretched out.
Leaf came unprepared to clean. She has no cleaning supplies.
So Nina steps in through the threshold. The light on the other. Does Nina have dark vision?
She does.
Okay, cool. The light like instantly adjusts as soon as you're like through the threshold, and you see the dark the furniture and the stairs on the inside begin to take shape. Everything in those shades of gray. But as soon as you step through, I am going to need from you a charisma saving throw.
Oof!
What'd you get?
A 4.
That's rough.
If you're within 30 feet of me, she would channel divinity back.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Honey said is that she's channel divinity for you to reroll, I believe, right?
Yeah, because now she's focused on Nina to make sure, so if she sees Nina's, like, being affected by something, a little bit better. It's not like a bad fail.
Brutal fail.
Yeah.
What is
like,
it?
Now it's a 10.
You try to twist the strands of fate on this, but it's too late. She stops with only 1 foot through the threshold, and before it even hits the ground, it just stops right atop the top of it, and she turns around and she plants her feet firmly on the ground and goes, "Were you invited?"
Wait, I'm sorry. Nina did this?
Nina says this. You hear this voice that's not Nina's come out of her as she stops 1 foot through the threshold, turns on her heel, and looks at you guys. Her eyes are closed, and she's just as she talks to you.
Oh, don't worry. She's currently possessed right now.
She's gonna look at Hanu and be like, see? I told you! Something's up!
Well, we were just actually trying to speak to the individual that we met here the other day. So I want to say we've been officially invited, but we have at least I have invited my help to clean up the mess, as she points to the...
I need another charisma saving throw from Nina.
Leaf is just
4.
I'm
Okay.
very determined to have this score.
Leaf is very concerned.
It's her friend, silly. Come on in, dearies. Oh, it's her friends. Everybody, come on in. And she just looks like this little. She hunches over like a little lady for a moment, and she just gestures for you guys to come on in.
Okay.
As soon as you walk through the doors, Nina, you feel as this presence leaves your body, and you watch as braziers and candles all inside of here all begin to light up down a path. You see the stairs descending in, and in front of you coalesce the ghost of a small little halfling woman. She's got a little bonnet hat on, she's got a little cane, and she's floating a couple of feet off the ground in her little ectoplasm form. And she, next to her, you see another form up, and it's this elderly looking man, very heavy set, and he's kind of floating sideways as if he's like floating on a bed. And he's just, how was I supposed to know that the pup had any friends?
Well,
You would know if you're ever awake about anything. It's all the new hot gossip. Please come in.
Okay.
She's gonna be down at the bottom. Follow the stairs. Take it to the left. Come on, Reginald. And you watch as they both drift through it. Before you guys even, they start, she starts trying to get him to move, and it's just too busy trying to guide him through the wall. And he's just like, oh, you guys, you wake me up for these kinds of things, you know. And they pass through the walls, and you watch the lights just continue to light up down the stairwell.
Aw, shit. Hanu's excited.
Yeah, Nina just says, well, we were here to clean, correct? And then she just takes the broom out of Hanu's hand and starts sweeping as she goes down the stairs.
Leaf is staring at Nina with concern, and she's also... she's like, Hanu, go sleep? Why?
Well, I mean, resting for eternity means different things to different people. Some spirits literally takes that meaning, but others they like to hang around. Anyways, let's go. Wait, have you never been possessed before? As we're walking down the stairs, just turns around, looks at Leaf, very confused.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Boy, it is something.
Yeah. Looks like...
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, it's not much different from my normal life. You know, no control over your actions? That's just a thing, right?
Well, I don't know what control is, okay? But you've been possessed before?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. And sometimes my ancestors possess... Oh, you haven't seen that yet. Sometimes when I sleepwalk, it's actually just one of my ancestors, having fun, experiencing, sensations in life.
Well, I mean, that's cool and all, but you need rest. That's rude.
Oh, I'm sleeping. They're just having a good old time.
Yeah, but your body's not sleeping. Isn't that how that stuff works? Your body has to rest. I don't know. I don't like
that long.
What? A real vessel? And you watch as floating upside down through the ceiling, the ghost of this 9-year-old boy comes upside down out of the ceiling, all wide-eyed and right in your face, Hanu. Seriously? Does that mean that you let me take you for a ride every once in a while? I want to go outside, but nobody lets me have any fun here.
Listen, those are my ancestors. I would respectfully decline because I do not know you. But if you work on your presentation more, I'm pretty sure somebody else would, definitely jump on that chance.
Man,
And then he floats up through the ceiling.
You see, sometimes they get a little bit pushy. I've also, like, maliciously been possessed before, so it's like, you know, mixed bag sometimes.
Man, I would be mad. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Sometimes when you're sensitive, things just happens. But at least, thank you for respecting my boundaries, she calls up to where the spirit left.
Leaf is like, thank you for respecting mine, just out to every ghost ever who hasn't possessed her yet.
Yeah, thank you. And then she thinks in her mind, it's really good Zarma didn't show up here.
He probably wouldn't be very comfortable.
Alright, yeah, we just...
You make your way down the stairs after that and to the left, and you can see the warm glow as it opens up into this this catacomb. There are a bunch of stone crypts laying all around, but most of them have been draped over with furniture and have pillows and rugs and all sorts of stuff. And as you enter down into this room, it looks like both a palace and an art museum. There are statues and paintings. There's so many paintings and statues here. There aren't places for them, really. Some of them have been like artfully placed in some areas. Some you see what looks to be like an entirely diamond statue of what looks to be like a small cherub angel. That she just has like scarves and hats hanging off of, using it like it's a coat rack. Nice. You can see that there are tons of books and magic tomes. There are rows and rows of expensive bottles of wine. You walk past bowls filled with grapes and fruits, and a very lavish lifestyle deep underground here inside of the Imperial Graveyard. And looking around, it takes you a moment wandering past a couple of marble statues and collections of paintings that are stacked off in corners, and so you find what looks to be one big, massive circular bed, silk sheets spread across it, and an assortment of mismatched but very nice looking throw pillows. And just laying on her back on it, alright, just tossing a dagger up into the air, and you watch as it falls back down, and then she catches it blade first right in front of her, and then she tosses it back up again, and then it comes falling back down, and she catches it, and she goes, and a stupid, 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 and then as soon as you enter into the threshold, she throws the knife right next to the thing, and then goes, oh, it's you guys. Can you believe they didn't even steal anything? What is with those people? By the way, who are those people? Who are you again?
Oh, Stars and Seas.
Yeah, paradoxes. Who's the people? What?
I'm Nina. I don't know why they are not saying their names. That's Hanu, and that one is Leaf. I don't know who Stars and Seas and Paradoxes are.
Oh, that's my middle name. Don't worry about that.
That's us. Anyway.
You're the one that caught me out of the sky. Well, I guess I should thank you for that. I do appreciate not being splattered. But don't think that I feel like I owe you. I don't even know who you people are, so I don't owe you anything. However, you maybe owe me some sort of explanation?
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna come here to give you some answers, at least as many as I know. Because that was a lot to digest. Yeah.
Do you know who it is and why they were after me?
Okay. So that was, Order of Asmodeus. They have a keen interest in you because, of course, they were gonna frame you for Black Lily stuff. Why the winged individual just dropped you out of after stating that she wished to kidnap you, I don't know, but they've been a thorn in our side for, gosh, quite some time. So
I think they were just trying to throw us off.
Maybe.
I don't know, it felt personal to me.
Yeah.
Well-
But, I mean, if you want to be in on this investigation, I could offer you an in to figure out more questions and answers. But I know
Look,
this.
sits up off of the bed, and she, like, very spryly does, like, a little kip up onto her feet, and she starts, like walking, like past you, and she grabs, like, a couple of grapes out of one of the bowls, pops a couple into her mouth, and just, like turns around looking at you, and she's, like, as she's talking, she's, like, walking in between statues and things, and just, like fiddling between different items. She seems like always seem to need something in her hands, and so she just picks stuff up constantly, bounces it between it while she's talking to you, moving behind statues and between pillars and catacombs, but only briefly ever outside of your eye before, like, you know, continuing this conversation and walking around the other side. And she just goes, Well, let's just say I don't really know if I trust you any more than I trust them.
Can Leaf look around, like, the way that she's being kind of shady, like, is she setting up some kind of trap, or is she preparing something just in case?
You give me an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah, as Leaf is doing that, she's like, okay, you don't... Oh, damn, girl.
So, Leaf sees everything.
Yeah, basically. I was gonna offer some guidance, but you don't need it.
Okay.
Nope.
I'll be upfront with you guys, since I don't really know what your role play in this is, but I'm gonna figure that I should at least be somewhat forward. Okay, I've maybe stolen a few things, here and there. She's walking in between countless priceless artifacts and rare paintings, right, as she's saying all of this.
Damn.
But just because I've stolen a few things here and there doesn't mean that I'm the Black Lily. First of all, I'm not that old. Anyways.
Look, but from what I've gathered, it's easy to be really old and not look old. So, I don't know, man.
Oh, trust me, I understand how short-lived things are for a lot of other people. I may not look it, but I'm 55 years old. But that still doesn't mean that I'm going to be around for hundreds or thousands of years. There's a bit of a limitation on things. That being said, I don't like the idea of having the Order of Asmodeus picking on me for this.
I know, right?
They could have picked anybody. And yeah, I'll admit, what I do is sometimes illegal, but I'm also good at it. Maybe not Black Lily good at it, but I keep a low profile. Nobody knows who I am or where I'm at. Nobody knows how to find me. Nobody has ever followed me back here. You do realize that there are a bunch of strategically placed traps all throughout this place, and she is about a couple of moments away from activating something that is going to put everybody in this room in a very shitty scenario.
Yeah, so...
She's maneuvering herself to a position. You have a brief moment to say something and make a persuasion, deception, intimidation check to stop her
Leaf?
from...
So,
Leaf? Sorry.
Okay, she's just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be upfront about it. I'm a pirate. I don't care what you have or haven't stolen. But what I do care about is we have at least a mutual understanding about spirits. So let's just back up quite a bit and introduce ourselves fully. And she's gonna try to manifest her own ancestors briefly, but then we'll kind of look over to Leaf to add anything to this conversation.
Oh, well, okay. Leaf is gonna look at her and she's gonna be like, look, I know what it's like to be wrongfully accused for something you didn't do. And I know what it's like to be a badass stealth rogue. And, like, you have every right to do whatever you want to do and everything, but we're not against you, okay? So, like, I can see everything you've got set up in here right now. I know that you're worried about preserving yourself, but we aren't here to hurt you. We want to help.
One of you can make a persuasion check with expertise added from the other person.
Right.
Here.
How's your charisma, Leaf? You probably have better.
Well, my charisma is 14.
Well, do you have expertise or like a proficiency in any of this stuff? Because I don't.
It's hard for me to read these character sheets because I'm a novice noob, but it says 6 next to perception.
Oh, persuasion.
Yeah, that would be yeah. What's your persuasion at?
Or persuasion. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Right underneath. It's 6.
That
so
means you are proficient. So you would roll that. So you would click it to make that check, and then when it pops up with that window, you click a D4 because you're getting an expertise that's not helping him.
Quickly give you I was gonna have it. Well, okay.
My bad.
No. So I was gonna give you guidance, but you already rolled in. That's pretty good roll there. So you're good. You're good.
What'd you get?
20.
You got a 20.
Okay. You see as her hand behind one of the pillars stops. Then she pulls out a bottle of wine and goes, okay, I believe you. So these Order of Asmodeus assholes, you've got a problem with them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Big ass problem.
Big one.
Alright. Then I'm in. Let's take these fuckers down. Anyone want to toast to it?
Fuck yeah.
I'll toast.
And,
We're having toast?
I know, right? Yes.
And pours out a bunch of it is non-alcoholic. It's just sparkling.
Yes. Sparkling wine.
Yeah. And as you guys drink on this, she gets explained how the brooch works. It says her name, Siri, just Siri, and Steins Gate. That thing syncs, activates. She goes, like, what does that even mean? And then follows you guys back and goes, as you guys are leaving, can you guys walk out? Because you guys realize that you have a vampire in your house, right?
Yeah. That's
oh
like.
my god, yes! And I'm so excited about it!
Okay, I was just making sure. Then walks off. You guys are definitely weirdos.
I'd be more concerned if I was normal, actually, at this point. But
wait, you guys aren't normal?
no,
We're not normal?
I would be concerned if I was considered normal.
I have been taking notes this whole time.
Now, all of my family members and best friends are dead people, and I'm starting to feel like I might be a little bit more normal than what's going on in your group.
It sounds to me like you fit right in, honestly.
Yeah, I have the souls of my ancestors tied to me. I can sometimes talk to them, and they can sometimes possess me, so good to know.
Easy there. Just because I agreed that we're working together doesn't mean that I think we're friends or anything.
No, I'm just telling you that if you see me walking at night, it's probably not me.
Leap is like, oh yeah, we're not friends, whatever, and she's like right next to her, like. So
She looks sideways at you, gives a little like puff out of her cheeks, tries to look away, then smirks, and then she'll share a story with you, Hanu, on the trip back about when that little boy Samuel, the one that you had met in the hallway, had actually tried to possess her when she was younger, and she she doesn't. She ended up like locking herself in one of the sarcophaguses and chickened him out because he was more scared of the dark than she is. So she goes, "That just goes to tell you that even ghosts can be scaredy cats."
Yeah, nice. She's gonna just eat all the stories up and just share just one of her own. But as Leaf is probably making friendship bracelets in the background.
Yeah.
Now, literally, she's collecting long plants to turn into little, little bracelets and jewelry. Handing them out to everyone. Nina probably already has like 4.
Oh yeah, Nina has so many. That's like, oh yeah.
Like,
not at this point in time, but I imagine at some point that it's crossed her mind right now, and that will be brought up at another point in time in the future while like traveling on the road. But she is currently thinking, I wonder if the giant Nina thinks she can beat me in a fight.
Oh.
And,
I mean, if she brings it up, Nina's down.
Yeah, just like she jumped onto the roof of a moving car. It was about one of them. She was like leaping bounds ahead and keeping up with the vehicle, and was also the only one other than her to bring one back as a captive, and watched you leap over an entire building to bring that captive back. So she like you look like you might be the most obviously powerful in the parade.
Yeah.
And it's not like her psychology tells her that she thinks that you think that you little person syndrome, right?
Yeah.
This person thinks that they can beat me, huh?
Oh, I am excited for that moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, no, at some point, Nina is going to offer, because anybody who's short, she's like, would you like to sit on my shoulders? And she is going to offer that to her.
When she climbs up, she's just pickpocketing you along the way.
Yeah. She finds a thumbtack and a couple of copper pieces.
Some dental floss.
Yeah.
If she declines sitting on your shoulders, Leaf is gonna be like, fine, well, I'll do it.
I'm sorry.
Valerie is next on the list.
I think you skipped Toronto.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tirana is next on the list.
Tirana's like, social interaction? No. Just fades into the background.
So I'm gonna do one too over Toronto.
Yeah, you would know that she is in her houseboat in the underworks of the city, the Canal District.
Connie will tag along, but she'd stay. And I have to talk to her afterwards. I'll just help, spruce up her plans. What, do you need some privacy?
Nah, I was mainly gonna ask about how her family was doing.
Okay, because I was like, if you needed some, I would just tie myself to the boat and just swim in the water.
I was kind of curious about if the donation is all the people at the courthouse would be wanting.
Okay, yeah. So bribery, gotcha. She gives you an over-exaggerated wink.
Dharma looks confused, but then we'll be all okay, we should head out then.
I'm just saying.
Unless somebody else wants to.
Okay.
That long.
She's like, okay.
I totally did not post a gif of what it would look like if a Siri went on to Nina's shoulder or not anything, you know?
Right? Yes. Tick, 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 tick. Just +1 items every single time those paws hit. Bup, 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 bup.
I'm just picturing Nina, like, anytime she's like, okay, we gotta go somewhere, just piles everyone on her shoulders and just starts a brisk walking pace.
So you find her boat. It's a small, narrow, like canal kind of boat with a little house and stairs that go down to a small, very quaint setup. A bed, necessary wardrobe, and mostly a bunch of plants that she's filled it out with. There are more there than the last time you've been here, so that it's practically like a little floating garden here in the under canal of Hearthvine. As you approach, she is currently in the midst of fletching different arrows, making her adjustments to her equipment. She sees you as you're approaching, and her eyes have locked with you much sooner than you're even within speaking or shouting range. So she sees you approaching, and her eyes stay on you until you get closer. She continues to work until you're up on the boat, and she says, "Salmon, Anna."
Gives her a slight nod.
I just came to check up, see how you were doing, and was curious about what Tyseth and your father are up to.
They have been quiet, sparse communications. Should hear next to them on Moon next month. It is strange having a brother back and then so quickly gone again, but it still feels different. Thank you. Or let them know that you've asked after them.
Larman will nod his head. That, and I don't know if you've heard, but you hear about the courthouse blowing up?
She raises an eyebrow.
That particular incident may have been Zell and I. They have actually come by and asked for a donation, which I feel like was a little bit more than that. I was just, Zell and I had arranged for the money to be transferred over, and I kept any documents of the transfer, but I was wondering if any other repercussions might come of it. As Armin will hand the papers over.
She looks at it and goes, "You should pass these through Prince. Make sure that this doesn't have a potential DR application. You can have them add in particular clause, but if any breach happens, that it would be kept in a private court and a public one."
Thank you.
Of course. So, increasingly, you're having to come to me less and less with these kinds of questions.
I'm starting to pick up on it.
It seems that perhaps Victor knew what he was doing when he placed you in charge. You and your friends have done more in the past few months than I have in decades. I'm happy to be of assistance. Though I must say, recent events make me curious if there isn't some game at play. Dragons have returned. Do you think that's a coincidence?
Not interested if it is or not, mainly because I already know what I'll be doing.
Even then, the whole universe started because of a game, so there's always a game involved.
My father enjoys these types of games. Myself, so much. However, the hunt, much simpler kind of game. As far as this hunt that you are on, whether it be dragons, or devils, I have my bow. For what you have done for me and my kin, I will always fight by your side.
About hunt, it's more tracking we might need. We're gonna be looking at foursome eggs, so if we call on you, not only will, if there's a fight involved, you can flex your archery, but you might need help to not, get lost in the wilderness of Hearthvine. Not Hearthvine.
Yeah, because we will need to be traveling around here after my armor has been made. And I think you would be one of the best people to call on for when we do so.
Of course. Hearthvine and all of the regions beyond it are vast in scope. It is easy to get lost, and there are secrets even in a place as civilized as this. Dangerous ones. Whether you're seeking them out, or of trying to avoid them, I'm happy to help. It's nice to be home.
Yeah.
Have you met any friends from last time, or if that's too strong of a word? Zarman will just look at her inquisitively.
Most of my friends were human.
Ah.
The time I grew up and moved on, I've had several lifetimes since then, though I believe some of their grandchildren still live in my old hometown. We make our way to the southwest, past the Feywoods and Heartwood. Perhaps we might visit them.
Sounds good to me.
I'll keep that.
I'm curious. Perhaps I should stay at a distance. It might be strange. Do you think?
I think it's always important to have no regrets. But what does your heart say?
Recent events have made me nostalgic, I suppose. My heart says I would like to see home. To at least see what has become of it. If we do that, I believe that wherever we go after this, I would be happy to follow you with no regrets.
Zarman will nod his head. I believe Hanu here had something more personal to ask, but I think that is business and my own curiosity. Done. I think I shall be on my way, and Zarman will pat Hanu on the back.
She's just slowly nodding. Zitna just really
focused
on
would you
plans.
like anything commissioned from the blacksmith? We ended up getting money from Groba.
I will put together a list. I've had some things in mind.
Okay. Send it to me whenever. And then that's when Zarman will exit stage left.
She's just pruding some of the plants or just taking off any of the leaves, really. You have anything stolen? Or everything else seemed to be safe?
No. Anything of value I keep on me these days.
Yeah, I might have lost a pike with 1,000 souls in it, so I'm feeling really bad out of everything that happened that night. But hopefully I'll find them again.
If you've taught me anything, Hanu, there's nothing lost cannot be found.
Yeah. Just gonna like just do a little bit of chores throughout, and then after a while, you know, it's a new year, and I'm making it a habit to just like clear up old stuff, I guess, you know, old year, open up the windows to let the new year in, and I'm gonna have a few things off my chest, just so at least I can grow as a person. But if you're busy, I really don't want to, like, waste too much of your time, though. So I can make it quick, or I can, you know, ramble on like I usually do.
I'm listening.
Okay, just that. I do want to apologize how I originally approached you on the airship about, you know, I had this like really good talent of just like poking the bear, or just like kind of instigating things I really don't mean. Like one time when I was young, because you know, I have Gramps. I mean, he's a very prominent figure in my life. My mother actually is connected to his son. So one time when I was like, you know, not being scolded, but being taught a very wise lesson by my mother, I decided to say, well, I am technically have the spirit of your father in me, so I should not be grounded and you should be. And oh boy, that was the worst thing I could have possibly said, because I ended up getting like chased halfway around the island by a very angry druid in a forest where you don't want to anger druids. But I'm really good at saying things and exploding the situation. I don't mean to, I'm just have a tendency to say that. And that was like the first time I actually ever legitimately felt fear. So I didn't mean to say...
Sometimes things need to be exploded, blown open, seen for what they are, not subtly and not quietly, loudly, the bang.
Yeah.
If anything, your group has taught me that. Santé Rumière. And your general approach.
I mean, sometimes setting off a
Even if
cannon...
you have something you need to apologize with, I will say apology accepted. I hold nothing against you. Anything I am grateful.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes the issue with being a cannonball is sometimes you don't realize how much damage you did in the process. And yeah, I really thought you were gonna punch me, and I would have accepted that more than what happened.
I would not punch you. I would shoot you from 600 yards away.
Yeah. Exactly. Punch me with an arrow, but she's just really intently looking at this one flower for a bit and just stares up at her slowly. You know me from when I was young. I thought you would have believed in me when I stated claims that seemed to be impossible. I thought you knew how stubborn I was to make it a reality, but in that moment I felt like it would have been better if you actually did punch me with an arrow than dismiss me.
mistake again.
Yep. Water under the bridge, right?
The arrow has been loosed.
Were you planning on leaving? Kind of felt like you were.
To be honest, I've been leaving slowly. 15 years. Now I'm back.
She's gonna like slowly walk up and just awkwardly, like a penguin, move her arms and just kind of like, can I give you, like, and her body's just like hesitant of
She leans in, tall, but, like, very, like, gracefully gives you a hug, and it's just, like, she remains, still. There's still a lot of, like, she's, like, very rigid. She doesn't hug very comfortably.
Yeah.
She's not a good hugger. It's a very awkward, quiet moment there, and then she was like, yeah.
Yeah, I won't say. God damn it.
Insane.
I know. She's just like in her mind.
That was almost Sotomanos. God damn it, Rachel.
In her mind, she's like, it's just as awkward as I remember it. It's just like home. She hugs her. God damn. So good.
So are you like described that so accurately to the Voldemort hug?
Oh, good. I love it.
I have a question if we're going on to Valerie next. Is it canon that Nina is the one who took her up the mountain?
Yes.
Hell yeah, Nina wants to talk to Valerie.
I know. You were probably her, like, a referral. It's like, Nina. Okay, so the way that Hanu's gonna ask Valerie to come here, she's gonna be on the roof with, like, a lawn chair or whatever's on there, and she has some food set up, and if Nina wants to join along with, there's gonna be, like, 3 lawn chairs.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Nina takes up 2 of them.
So yeah, like Hannah just puts like a little tiny cushion for her to sit on, meditate, but then she'll just like do the process of having Valerie like be teleported in because she knows she's wherever she wants to be in the world. Be like, hey Valerie, just catching up because Wild New Year, right? If you wanna, visit, we're right here.
Alright.
So she'll try to like motion herself so Valerie just like ends up sitting on one of the chairs. Teleports right in there. However the spawn point works.
There we go. Alright. So you call her in, and you press the thing, and she speaks on the other side of it and says, "Don't even worry about it, Clemmy. I happen to be in the neighborhood." And she's just you're gonna, as soon as you hear the voice coming through that, but a moment later, from like above you, because you're laying out on the armchair, you're actually like, you can see the high, like, mid-afternoon sun over the top of the city. The clouds and the floating islands are passing by it. And one of the floating islands passes out of the way, and the sun is like right there in your eyes for a moment again. And in that very moment, you can hear as she goes, "Hanu!" And floating down out of that bright light, just away from it, the golden yellow and bright, vibrant arrival of Valerie Maravesi. She levitates down for a moment, and then as she sees what you've got going on, she goes, "Oh my god, I was just thinking that I needed to have lunch." and she teleports from there, laying out on the armchair next to you with one of the snacks from one of the plates, like cheese and cracker combo or something, right?
Yeah.
And she looks to the side and she's like, Nina, long time no see. How have you been?
It's very mousy! And then she just picks up both Valerie and the chair and gives them a big hug.
Oh gosh.
And you are just as strong as I remember you being. I have to say, next time I go to the Baltaine to go skiing, you gotta come. Anu, you with?
First...
I can pack you up in little backpack if you do not like to ski.
That is actually pretty tempting, but I want at least Blue Crew to be united first before we, have any grand adventures, because, the second part of the crew is going to probably be jealous that having an adventure is such a skiing. But also...
Anybody that wants to come along, I am always down. Though, of course, I'm going to be here in the country.
Oh.
Figured that we could totally go shopping. I heard that you were going to go out with Prince, and if it's on his line of credit, I'm totally down.
I think we got like a part-time loan, maybe. But
well, that's fine. He can get us to the top of the list and some of the highest tailors in the city. Types of people that you would normally have to wait months to be able to get any commissions from. So I'm totally happy to use you guys to skip to the top of the list. To say that I'm using you or anything, I totally value you as individuals.
She, mentally pinches...
She talks just the same.
Yeah, she mentally pinches her eyebrows just in her mind's eye, and she's like... Wait a moment. Honestly, I do have questions about fabrics, and you might shed some insight on that. So if you want to come along, yeah, sure.
So, what's the occasion? You invited me here for a reason, brought snacks. What are you trying to butter me up for?
Oh, I just wanted to hear a story about what the fuck was up in, New Year's, because we saw some wild shit here! Did you see anything on your end?
Oh, I happen to have been there for the best view of it. I have to say, very lucky. I was up in the God's Peak, which has the most gorgeous view of the night sky. You're so high above the clouds, nothing gets in the way. And that's when it happened. They all broke through the atmosphere and went in every direction. My viewers loved it.
She's gonna, tilt her head at that last part, be like, oh, okay. Is viewer, a new term for a camera?
Not really. It's more like my fans. I've got a very dedicated following all across the world and in other planes, believe it or not. So people like to keep up with what I'm doing because I'm always doing something interesting. That's why I like hanging out with you so much. We're probably the most interesting group I've seen in ages.
Just gonna blink even more. Is a fan like the one that I had that got stolen, like cast gust of, a wind gust? Or this different other fan? Okay, well, okay. Questions for another day. Yeah. Looks over to Nina, just in if she wanted to add anything in.
Nina is just the cat that's got the buffering sign above its head? That's just Nina.
Okay, well, I wish I kind of had that good view. Because the ball was honestly really boring. And yeah, it was quite a strange shift in tone of energy that day, but
Why are you so curious about dragons? The Stars and Sea Society's new secret mission?
Well, if I told you, then it would not be a secret, now would it be?
Well, if you made me an honorary member like you said you had, she points at her little brooch, I would think that I might be privy to such secret information. I promise you, I won't tell my viewers.
She just blinks a few times. You do know that I kind of like looks around like conspiratorially left and right. I'm an oracle. We don't really we're not really direct about things. But what I can reveal to your viewers, I guess, is we're uncovering quite a unique secret. And if you want in on the action, we might need your expertise so you get a up-close and personal view on this new historical moment about to unfold right before our very eyes.
You certainly make a hitch. Alright, I'm with it, bitch. Sign me up.
Alrighty, good to know. Also,
She reaches to the side and takes like the drink you got prepared off to it. I hope it's something with like a little umbrella and like a long straw, and she just.
Fuck yeah. Just I was leaning back and just talking about random shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, if at any point, if we're taking Valerie shopping, out of habit, Nina would just fireman carry her over the shoulder.
That's the thing.
Yeah, she would go for it. She would talk about how on her last trip she completely, absolutely sprained her ankle and really needs to be taking a rest on it. So you're doing her such a favor right now, more than you even already were. All right, and gotta wrap up from Val. And that leaves us with Willem.
Yeah, I will say probably like towards the end of that wrap-up conversation, she would mention something like absentmindedly, like a fashion question, which Valerie would be like, "Girl, we got a lot to work with. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you." Kind of thing of what?
Hanu just asks like a normal girl question, and Valerie's like jumps on it.
Oh no! Fashion montage scene.
Classic walking in and out of the dressing room scene.
Yeah, she's just walking, like blinking her eyes, and her arms are out. There's just a bunch of different piles of clothes in every store. But
honestly, though, with this music, it's less of the walking in and out of the wardrobe scene, and more of the walking across the boardwalk with too many bags in your hands, pointing at the next shop in the distance.
Yeah.
With like somebody lagging behind. Nina has like way too many bags, and she's just like pointing ahead towards the next shop already. Like, let's go.
I will say, with the music and how she was introduced, I feel like, and I didn't say at the moment, but I feel like she would have done like the Studio Ghibli over exaggerated hand wave to the sky.
Yes, no, yes. From your lawn chair, you're just like waving your arm left and right.
I know, right? like she would do that.
Right. Yeah, I love it. Okay. And honestly, we'll use Willem to start off as our casual start on the next session, and this is what we're gonna call it.
Alright.
There you go.
Because next session will be getting down the logistics, and then setting out. We'll segue into logistics conversations with final RP, and it'll be easy and probably funny, so it'd be a good start.
Alright, should I have the Maya one this session or next session? Because it is just really simple.
Let's do that next session as well. Okay. We'll start on those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we can start with the Willem and then anybody. Last call for talking with anybody else.
If we happen to get Brooklyn in here, that'd be her last call to jump in on the combos she's missed. No, she's been wanting to, and she keeps sending messages and asking questions, so hopefully things can line up for her.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to acquire the Valerie transparent, please?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
I thought that was like...
Yes, bitch, sign me up!
I thought that was some kind of code for a spell that she has. I'm like, wait, what?
And the deal has been sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Hanu invited Valerie to help with the close things. A funny idea I had. Somebody might invite Willem to help with the close things, too.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It might not go great, but I'll love it.
It's like the two people, both Hanu and Zarman, are like, I would never go on a shopping trip with them. Okay, now we're going on a shopping trip with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, this is a thing now. Alright, take care.
Oh, that gif, the wink wink one. That show is funny, and that character is great. And honestly, kind of strong Valerie vibes, actually. If you really think about it, that character is pretty much like what Valerie does all the time, alright?
Just flip that switch and oh shit, it was Valerie all along.
And then the joke with
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the joke Sarah was making is all like on Instagram.
Yes.
She's like, I'm so popular and I've got all these followers, and I'm like, yeah, on the internet.
Yeah. She's got the streamer fucking lifestyle and the whole personality to go with it.